everything's going. Hello! Can you see me? I can't even tell. Maybe if I make this bigger. Maybe. Who knows? Yeah, you can see me fine. Now, here comes a moment of truth. Does... Ooh, okay. The remote works. I like it. I'm excited. I am playing the Stanley Parable. An exciting game. What am I rubbing up against? An exciting game that I honestly forgot about. It was a game I bought forever ago. I think I watched Philip DeFranco play it with his girlfriend, now wife. So that's how long ago it was. It was forever. But I bought it because I was excited. And my audio is really quiet. How about we turn you up? Alright. So, I'm going to play. And it works with a controller. So I get to save my pretty little wrists for carpal tunnel another day. Can I? Extras. That's achievement unlocked. Achievement. Way to go, Steam. Let's play it through. No, actually, you know what? I think achievements might even spoil stuff for me. I kind of played it. I mean, I didn't play it. I watched people play it, so I kind of know what's going on. So I'm gonna try. It's been long enough that I'm hoping I'm gonna forget everything about it. Where is my juice? All right, let me get my juice, and then we will play the Stanley Parable. Ooh, good juice. Where am I? All right, begin the game. Oh, this is the future. We shouldn't have to deal with this. End is never the end, is never the end, is loading. The end is never the end. The end is loading. Are you frozen? Well, this has been the Stanley Parable. Thank you for watching. Please don't be frozen. I put it in windowed mode. A lot of games don't like window. Oh, never mind. Ignore what I just said. It means nothing. Nothing I say matters. And anyway. Ooh, good juice.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Or Smash Keys.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
You know what? I don't want to tell anyone how to do their job.
Considered it soul-winning, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Was he?
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
The narrator
Something he would never quite forget.
Eric
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
Did I press a button?
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, it's me now. All right. Okay. Now, you know what? I don't want to tell anyone how to do their job, of course. But this seems like this whole job could be done telemetrically. Telemetronically. Via location from another spot. What I got here? Oh, look at him. Keeps a pretty tidy desk. In, out, and yellow, of course. Ooh, little electric pencil sharpener. Stanley's got it good. Could see why he never wants to leave. Why am I going so slow? Oh. I'm either jittery or I'm going
All of
full...
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, it is 11:25. Everyone could be on lunch. That is an average
No
time.
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I see a coffee mug. I would strongly suggest that's a trace. I'm more concerned about these weird windows that either A, look out into nothing, or they're just lights. Either way, that is creepy. But it's 11:30. It's 11:25. That's lunch. That's... Oh, look at that. That looks like Montana. Why am I so jittery? Let's go slow. 11:25 in here. 11:26 in here. Do I know where the... Oh. Guess I know where the
When
break room
Stanley
is.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Now, see, here's the problem with narrative. Narrative says there's a plan I should be following, and human nature says I'm curious about the other stuff. But because I know the game's about being curious about the other stuff, now I'm curious about the narrative. Is there a coin? Oh, there's a coin. All right. Since we're in Canada, little caribou means we go right, and the Queen, Her Majesty, means we go left. And caribou means we go right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
What do you think, Caribou Queen? Do we want to stop at the lunchroom?
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
That notepad is going to bend. You're going to have bendy papers. The corners are going to bend. Look.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Mr. Narrator, I know you're not with me through other games, but this is...
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
I'm going.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
All right, Caribou Queen. Queen means left. Caribou means right. Caribou. Or elk?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible
What is
he
a
wasn't
caribou?
fired years ago.
Is that a Canadian thing? Look at this. Look at all the designs. I feel like a scientist. Can I jump? Stanley had a nervous tic. Whenever he got really nervous, he would grab the side of his cheek and make a disgusting noise. A noise somewhat like coitus. Or coitus as a teenager would. Penalty of misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Well, guess what? I can't jump. I can only make this disgusting noise. Is that keys? Is that a key noise? Oh.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Whoa.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
How
There's
are you
someone
supposed to
you've
get all
been
these
neglecting,
boxes?
Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Who?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
I'm not.
I'm not
truly
asking
not.
for me, I'm asking for her.
Who? Who? Look, Mr. Narrator,
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who is she? Look, Mr. Narrator, here's the problem. 2 problems. Actually, a lot of hope. Whole bunch of problems. There's nothing but problems, Mr. Narrator. You're trying to narrate my life. The whole time, I'm trying to narrate my life. And the whole time, Stanley just wants to make this disgusting cheek noise. Or keys. Does he have a keyboard with him? I ain't got feet. Stanley doesn't have feet. Look, Mr. Narrator, I understand. You're trying to keep me down the path, and my human instinct is trying to keep me away from the path. The whole idea of predestination and an idea of a story for each one of us. And that's terrifying. You know, having the high concept of, would you like to have freedom of choice if you could choose wrong, or having no freedom of choice and having everything turn out nice? What would you prefer? I don't know. So, leaving it to the Caribou Queen. Margaret. Is that her name? Is that the queen? I'm a terrible, terrible colony. That looks creepy. Let's go a different way. Oh, lamps. Lamp god. Oh, okay. That's the way I'm going. Can I? Hey!
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Caribou Queen, putting my faith in you. Head means we touch it. Caribou it is. Let's get out of here, Caribou Queen. Can I unplug it?
As Stanley picked up the phone,
No,
a
I
white
unplugged it.
light
I
engulfed
unplugged
him,
it.
filling
No.
him not just with radiance,
I pulled
but
it.
with hope.
No.
Hope for a life
I have no
reunited
hope.
one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
Oh, well-
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Mr. Narrator.
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible?
How about unplugging
None
the
of these
phone?
decisions were supposed to mean anything.
What?
I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe
I'm a
I
man
was so
named Smash
mistaken.
Keys.
This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch.
Look, you're not allowed
I'm
to know
going to
this
stop
is
the
a
game for a
game.
moment
No,
so we
no.
can educate you properly on
No.
safe decision-making in the
Listen to
real
me.
world.
Listen to me. It's not...
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
I'm making my decisions by a coin.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person, but if used incorrectly can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
I'm sorry. Is it 4:30? I must be having a back sack crack.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction.
Are we playing
but not
Agario?
to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
It's the best nervous tick ever, Stanley. No, but it's not a choice if there is no choice. Door number 1 leads to happiness, and door number 2 leads to sadness. That's no choice. You just... See, now...
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all.
We better not be having
We just
the
need to get you
story, Mr.
home as soon as
Narrator.
possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately,
Yep.
it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Thank you. What do you say, Caribou Queen? Do we follow the narrator? For now? Head means we're following. Queen means we're following. Caribou, every time. Is this coin weighted wrong? Alright, we'll pretend to follow for now. For now. Why am I walking all weird? Stanley, you're drunk. Do I just go back?
Almost there.
Oh.
You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Guess what? Not according to the Caribou Queen.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We got a queen this time, ladies and gentlemen. Every decision, be it binary or philosophical,
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
it's a whiteboard manager. Floor 400, 4X. Group Cabal. Weekly target admin, marketing Mondays, nothing. 451's private. Yep, this is a. I was actually involved. Oh, hey, look at that. I'm unique. Except for those two. On either side of the black lady in the middle. They look deceptively similar. Number of slides on this slide. That doesn't help me. Nope. Monetize, free to play. Quarterly pie chart profit. Help. I'm a post-it. Well, you're having an existential crisis, buddy. Me too. I actually work in a company that involves weekly meetings.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. Don't feel like I'm being given a choice here. Caribou Queen is upset. Over here. Nope. Alright. Well, boss? Scrooge McDuck?
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 119. Night.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All right, Caribou Queen, don't lead me down the wrong hallway now.
Yet there was not a single person here
pie charts, blah, blah, blah,
Feeling a wave
notes.
of disbelief, behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All right, Caribou Queen, don't lead me down the wrong hallway.
Yet there was not a single person
blah,
here
blah, blah.
either.
Pie charts,
Feeling a wave of
post-it
disbelief,
notes.
behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Caribou Queen, don't lead me down the wrong hallway now. Blah, 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 pie chart, post-it note, post-it note. When Stanley came to a door and 2 hallways...
Yet there was not a single person here either.
I'm just going to
Feeling a wave of disbelief, behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All right, Caribou Queen, don't lead me down the wrong hallway now. Blah, 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 pie chart.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
What if your narrative means going the wrong way? What if your narrative means breaking the narrative?
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that you...
What?
My story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever.
I'm really
I
sorry.
couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down
No,
entirely?
no,
To willingly destroy all of my work?
No.
What's the answer?
We got
what do
this.
I do? What do I
Narrator,
do?
calm,
What
calm.
do I...
We'll figure it out.
No, I have to. I have to shut the
No,
game
no,
down.
no, no, no.
I have to.
that's,
I have to.
No. Let's not be ridiculous here.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed.
I'm sorry.
It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny?
No.
You just had to see?
What?
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley?
No, I
He
want...
actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
But what if he's unhappy?
That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it?
Well...
That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
But you can't just put me on rail...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he
What?
entered the door on his left.
No. It's not a choice.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
No.
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Well, there you have it. When faced with a choice, when faced with a decision where no choice matters, the only choice you have is to make none at all. Well, I think I learned something today. Thank you for watching.